Good morning and welcome to the Shielded Prepper. This channel's committed to information that'll expand a prepared mind, and I intended on showing you guys a new camp area. We are in Horseshoe Canyon, and what you see behind me there is our primary or our premium rappelling wall, and this is part of a tent camping area. And this particular wall is tent site number 7 right here. And you have this entire area to set your camp up. A lot of times campers will put 4 or 5 tents there. Sometimes though, you'll see some trucks that come through with those little, I guess, pull behind, I don't know, teardrop campers. Anyway, this is kind of a historic part of the park. I'm going to flip this around and then we're going to talk about what I intended on sharing with you guys today about consistency. This is a challenging topic when you have a lot going on in your life. But look behind here. So these campsites are completely covered by canopy. Isn't that beautiful? Right up against these canyon walls. We just had a big old rain. It was nice to get some rain. I'm gonna walk you around. This is, when I say historic, here's what I mean. That at the head of this canyon, we put a ladder up there, and this actually used to be the exit from the park by who knows how many. I've heard the word thousands before Conestoga wagons came through here. This was part of the California Road. And it's so peaceful here. And then right up here, this is where these wagons would have made their way through the park and up where that ladder is. Isn't that interesting? That groove cut in the hill and the red sand, that's the exact width of the wagon axle. Isn't that neat? And they used to drive. The horses, the teams would pull them up out of here. This is where they would leave, and they would come down here for the same reason that thousands of buffalo did. For those of you that are wondering where I'm at, this is Red Rock Canyon Adventure Park, formerly Red Rock Canyon State Park. This is the only park in the Oklahoma park system that's privately owned and managed as far as having a business here. So we have the privilege and duty of care and of service for this park. Just desired to show that to you guys today. Consistency. Here's why I'm bringing this up. Because I also have to ask myself, Jesse, what should you be focusing on? That if you focused on it would make everything else easier or less important. And I think for all of us right now, especially today with the elections, and you know, this is a big deal in our country right now. We will go forward no matter what happens, right? No matter what happens, we're going to go forward. We're going to go forward as a country. Whatever happens, as heartbreaking as it may be, if it doesn't go your way, we have to go forward. And the only way to go forward is to continue to be consistent in our lives. Those that are in our lives, continue to build our relationships, begin to be intentional with how you're thinking about the future. What decisions right now should we be making? What things should we be focusing on in our daily lives? And be consistent with them. I'm really challenged, one, the intention is to make a video a day. So when you think about that, for me, this is just one of my goals with you guys, is to produce videos every day. Every day. This is an area of consistency because we both know that when we speak out positive things, there's something quite special for somebody when they hear these words of encouragement. And I know, like many of you, that have put it in comments, it's been really awesome to get to know many of you just through the comments. I had a call from a subscriber who lives out of the country, and he runs a nonprofit that basically offers a service to pastors and missionaries to have a getaway or to recharge and to relax and to clear their head. Because whenever you're dealing with the public, and if any of you deal with the public, especially in the ministry standpoint, that's quite a heavy responsibility. And no matter what happens in our election, we have to continue forward, right? We have to continue forward. Right now, consistency. What are we avoiding? What are you avoiding? Is there one thing in your life that if you were more consistent with, would make everything else easier, or maybe not quite as important? I know a big one for me, and tell me if you're like me, and this is kind of a vulnerable thing to say, yet it's my health. I hit a husky stage in the 2nd grade and never grew out of it. I'm big boned. Yet this body has taken me all over the world. I used to be an athlete. I threw the shot put competitively for many years after university. I've traveled all over the world. I've done some really interesting things. I've met some amazing people, and I've sat in some rooms that are still to this day, I'm like, how did that happen? And many of you have similar stories where you've experienced some really unique things that the average person would be really thankful to enjoy. So we have to remember and recall these wonderful moments in our life that it brought us from where we were to where we are today. And because you're choosing to continue to be consistent in your finances, in your relationship with the Lord, in your relationships with your spouse, if you have them, with your children, with your business partners, with your employers. This morning we were reading in 1 Peter. We were in chapter 2. I believe it was in verse 18. And it was I can't recall this, but yeah, you should really go check it out. Chapter 2, I think it's in the verse 17 or 18. But basically, it talks about honoring all men. All men. Fearing God, honoring all men, loving the brotherhood. Okay, it's coming back to me. Fearing God, and honoring the king. Honoring the king of your country. We still have to continue to abide, don't we? We still have to continue to follow the instructions, even though so many choose not to. That's not on us. Our expectation is to fear God, and he's asked us to live a certain way. And for each of us, this is a refinement that can take a lifetime. And now's the time for us to be looking at ways to be consistent and to refine ourselves, especially with our relationship with the Lord. This wall, let me tell you about this. I don't know how far are we in right now. We're about 8 minutes in. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's 58 feet, or right at 60 feet to the top. Can you see this? This could be your camp spot. I would say right now, this, and you have bathrooms and showers right down there, free showers. It's a beautiful spot to be. And people rappel here. Look at all those years of rappelling ropes. Generations. You see them up there, all those lines? Those are ropes. And it takes a lot to whittle down these grooves. And these are the best spots. I think we should do a summit here. What do you guys think about that? I think it'd be really cool to host some sort of event here. Maybe small. Maybe small. Maybe we can get the old Ninja to get out here. You guys should say something to him in his comments. Ninja, we got to do something at Red Rock Canyon. So Travis, if you're hearing that, let's make a plan. Maybe, if you're lucky. Hey guys, today, look for ways that you can improve your consistency. What things could you be focusing on now that if you focused on them now would make everything else a little easier or not as important? Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Keep your shields up. Shields are faith. Even if it's that of a mustard seed right now. Appreciate you guys. Shielded Prepper is out.